Hello there, everyone. TheAndrata here, and welcome back to episode 12 of our FTB Skies Let's Play series, where today we get our refined storage system set up and we start diving a little bit into Mekanism. Our thermal power, really not cutting it for us. Let's start getting the best power that we can get for our stage. Let's get started. Welcome back, my friends, to another wonderful day here in the world of TheAndrata, where, well, we've got stuff and we've got things to do. In between episodes, did a little bit of itty-bitty work, not terribly too much, just kind of got some of these little miscellaneous thingies taken care of. Over on Tech Island, I went ahead and moved our inscriber over here and just have it processing some silicon for us, so that way we can get it going. Hopper in the back of there, and it just stacks, which is not normal, right? It normally can't stack inside of an inscriber, but it is able to in here. So I don't know, I'm remembering that wrong, that these can only hold one item, or there's a config option to allow it to be able to hold more, because this is currently working perfectly, which means I really honestly don't necessarily need to get anything else like the advanced inscriber unless it's faster or something, but like overall, I'm not too concerned about it. I'm going to go ahead and throw, my jetpack is getting pretty low on power, pretty low. So we'll go ahead and throw that in here, and honestly, I'll just let it see if we can't charge it up to full. I use it all the time anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. We'll throw those on into our inventory. So what I've got going on here is I went ahead and made two 4K storage parts. Not too difficult to make. It just required some of those 1K storage parts made, which was just some silicon and really wasn't terribly too difficult to get going. The biggest cost is the basic processors here, which require the printed silicon and the processor bindings. This is my bottleneck right now, processor bindings, because it requires string. And I haven't been harvesting my string as religiously as I should have, my flax. So I ended up using all of my flax. I think I have a little bit of string left, but not terribly too much. I really should get a farm going on a little bit better, especially since I really don't need sugarcane, because, you know, like we have 703. I don't know how much of it we're actually going to ultimately need, but I don't need that much right now. So my goal here is to go ahead and get our refined storage set up going before I tear down my storage scanner. Thank you. So let's go ahead and get that first. Then I can do the tear down of the thing. So made a few of the different processors from refined, just a little bit of each one, so that way we have some to work with, so we can go ahead and get these things started. So our first step, I need to make a grid. Grid's going to allow me to access the stuff that's inside of my refined storage system. So we have a grid going on, and immediately we're going to go ahead and turn that into a crafting grid, so that we can craft with it. Like, it makes sense, right? We need to craft with the crafting grid, so we can craft all the things. It was mentioned to me in the comments that I don't need to put the stuff into my inventory to craft. I don't know why I do. It's a habit. I just throw it into there to craft. It's just a thing that I do, and it's just do it to do it, I guess. I'm not entirely sure why. But I do. But with the crafting grid, we are now able to go ahead and actually get the thing that we need to get done. We can actually set up our refined storage system. Let's take a look at the 4K storage part. I need to put them into the housing. You know what? I can do it from here. I was like, I need a crafting grid to be able to do this, but I can just do it straight from here, and I don't have to worry about it. Okay. So now, theoretically, I should just be able to do the thing, but we're going to hold off on actually doing anything too crazy here. I'm going to take my controller. I'll place it down. You know what? We'll get this crafting table can be bye-bye. Don't necessarily need it anymore. And we can... Oh, grass grew there? Okay. Unintended, but that's okay. We can put the dirt block there. Our controller can go ahead and sit here. Our crafting grid, we can go ahead and plop here. And our disk drive... Our disk drive can just go like I was going to do it before in the back there. Except, yeah, okay. Good thing I don't need to access the front. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our two disks and we're going to pop them into the disk drive, which means that we can now store 8,000 items inside of there, which honestly should take care of all these since I have the drawer wall already set up. But we need to get power to this guy. Luckily, I have some GPS cards, made a few extra, and I think I'll just set these to stay in this slot for now until we get a better source of wireless power. So we're going to go ahead and bind that. And if I go pop it over here, take my backpack out, and we'll let the backpack sit for a little bit. You are full. We're going to have to get another energy transfer node going on. I think I might have some spares. I crafted a few. Yeah, so I have at least one. I crafted a few of them with what melting stuff that we were able to do, so I should be good. Now you are powered by the thing downstairs, right? Yeah, power is coming into here, and then it comes out. Like, how did I set this up? No, power is coming from downstairs into the battery. You are coming here into the energy transfer node. Can I just go ahead and pop you like here? Yeah, you hook right up to there. I don't even need that pipe that I have going on here. I don't want to fall off. I don't have my back jetpack because I have this set to export on all sides. So I guess I don't necessarily even need that pipe, but that's fine. Anyway, we'll go ahead and pop this guy in here, and it should power on our controller and get us access to our refined storage grid. And refined storage is a fantastic mod, one of my favorites. I say that about a lot of mods, though, don't I? But it definitely is one of my favorites because it allows us to do a lot of powerful things in Minecraft. Mainly takes care of a lot of inventory issues, which are always the worst. It also allows you to auto craft, which is like the absolute best. We'll set this to... we can set it to... I mean, I guess it's fine. Takes over the whole grid. That's fine. I do want to set this to JEI sync so that when I come in here, I can type and it will automatically sync with JEI. And I generally have it set to sort by quantity and everything else is good. So now what I can do is I can go ahead and put things into here and they go into the refined storage system. Bada bing, bada boom. Pretty easy. And if we pop over here, we should see that we have used 2 of our 8,000 items. So what that means is that I can now, start transferring stuff into the refined storage system. And the easiest way for us to do that is to do this and break the stuff and pop it on in. Like, easy as that. Before I do that, though, I'm thinking about this. I really actually need to get all this stuff in here. I need to get myself set up with the... Yeah, I'm just checking my inventory, make sure there's nothing that I don't want to go in there. I need to get my drawer wall set up before I do this so I can set priority. So before we do that, we need to go ahead and get ourselves, first things first, an external storage. External storage is going to allow us to connect to our drawer wall there and prioritize items to go into the drawer wall so that when I add them into my system, it won't populate those spaces. You'll see what I mean in just a few moments if you've never used it before. But we need an external storage, and then we should have, other than a cable, we should have... I'm out. Okay. It's saying I'm out. I'm not, but I am. But we can just take some... Oh, it was doing the thing. It was crafting the cables into my dank. That's the annoying thing here about this storage scanner, is that it's crafting into my inventory, which is normally fine, but because it's going into my inventory, it's counting as me picking it up, and it goes into the dank. So I just crafted extra things that I didn't necessarily need. Okay, so the external storage is going to come over here, and we are going to run this underneath our storage. Let me go get my jetpack, because I'm going to fall. I can already tell you that much. We'll put the jetpack back on, and that way the battery can charge. You go, isn't there a jetpack slot? Or is that just the body slot? I thought there was a jetpack slot. Am I crazy? I'm probably crazy. No, there was a back slot. Yeah, the body slot. There we go. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to clear a path over to our controller. And at this point, TBH, I don't need the... It's going to go down a block, so I should be okay. I'll skip that one. I don't need the storage scanner anymore. It should go down a block, and then... we're going to end up here and here. Okay, so we need to get our cable set up. Cable. So we can go ahead and do shift-click that and one more, and then we can run our cable all the way down. And if I do it from up here, I won't have to worry about losing all my power. And the only reason I cut the cable, or cut the log, or the slabs, so I can get under here and everything, so I don't have to worry about it. And then I have my jetpack, so if I accidentally do that, I don't have to worry. Okay, so we'll come under here, and we're going to take our external storage, and we are going to plug it in. And you know what I want to do? From past experience, I'm going to plug my external storage into the back of my controller, because in the past, I have needed to access it. And when it's underneath like that, it's just kind of a pain. So we will do this, and now that is going to be hooked up. So with that, that means we can now access and see the items that are inside of our drawer system there. So if I pop into my controller, theoretically, I should see all of the stuff that's inside of there. And we are sorted by descending, so we see how much we have. So what I want to do is come over here to my external storage, and I want to set it to be a high priority, 10, and insert and extract is fine. The priority is what is important. We want it to have a high priority, so the refined storage system puts things into this first before it puts into our disks over here. So with that being done, theoretically, if I take something that we know is in one of those drawers over there, which I know there is stuff, like gold ingots. So if I come over here, I currently have 1,728 gold ingots according to one probe. So if I pop over here and I put that in here, 1,728 should turn into 1,737, which means that refined storage bypassed our disk drives, pushed the items from here into there for me automatically. With that being done, now I can go ahead and do the thing where I can just break everything. My magnet will pick it up, and I can just do this, and it'll automatically add all the items to where they need to go into our system. So I don't have to worry about taking up space in my system because this is just going to do it for me. So we can just break everything and shove it all in here, and we should be good to go. And this will make everything so much easier for us ultimately overall. All of the crafting, all of the everythings. We don't have to worry so much about, well, anything or everything. So with that, we took up 2.7 out of our 8,000 slots, so we're good to go. And I can rearrange this as needed because those are stored on the disk drives, because I don't like how close I am to this. If I come up here, hello, I'm right there. We'll go ahead and break this guy, take all this stuff. Now, normally, I necessarily wouldn't want to go ahead and put all of these unstackable items in here. That's where that armory cabinet would come in handy, and we will take care of that in a bit and see how we can handle that. But I do want to get all of this stuff just gone. Just get it in here, get everything into the system that we need, so that way we have access to everything. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, pretty much is where we're going with that. What I can do is I can hook an external storage up to this netherite backpack too, and I'd have access to all of this stuff. I put some crushed netherrack in here so I can get some more netherite scraps so that we can craft things that we're going to need. So what we can do is we can even set this to automatically pipe into, we can set a import bus onto this, and it would import into our system. So if I take my ender chests and I can pop it here, and I can go ahead and craft one of these guys, an importer. JEI, not auto-selected. That's what I want, though. Yeah, there we go. External storage. I could craft one of these guys and get myself automatically importing so that we don't have to worry about that thing anymore. Cables. Cables went into here. Again. Bam, bam. Not external storage. Importer. Got that. Pop up here. Get ourselves a nice cable. And bam. So now items that end up in our ender chest will automatically import. So if like I take 64 glass out, I pop them into my ender pouch, put them in here, it'll import. Now it's not the fastest thing in the world, but the glass will start showing back up into our refined storage system for us automatically. So for any future exploration and stuff, we have our ender chest hooked up. And normally I would actually not put this here because it's just kind of ugly here. I'd put it over there in my drawer wall. I don't know why I did this in the first place. It's been a while, you know. Usually I put this like, say here. And then that way I can put the importer on the back there. It'll automatically link, and there we go. So now everything will go into a refined storage system from the ender chest. And perfect. We have refined storage set up nice and neat. Super simple, super easy without having any complications or anything like that. I like it. I'd like to go ahead and see, are we net gaining on power? We should be. It shouldn't be costing terribly too much power, and we absolutely are net gaining on our power. We are going to be burning power constantly, but like everything here still looks all hunky-dory. Nothing to do about that. You're still doing your thing. You have your processing. As soon as you get resin, you are doing your thing. Yeah, everybody's fine. We're all good. We're all friends here. That being said, though, our adventure into thermal with our power gen and everything was not fruitful. It's working for now, but it is not going to work as we go forward into this pack. Absolutely not. No way, Jose, are we going to be satisfied with the way that our thermal system is set up going forward. I don't like how close this is. So let's go ahead and rearrange this a little bit. And the nice thing is everything is, going to go right back into my dank, or I can easily set everything back up. The only caveat is going to be the power, but that's not too difficult to get set back up either. Let's get some dirt. I want to take those blocks out of here. We'll go ahead and get the controller set up here. And honestly, we don't even have to have the controller be there. The controller can honestly sit in the ground. We don't need access to it. It is going to slowly run out of power. Let's go ahead and grab that GPS card. Luckily, it maintains power, but that's bound to that block, not this block. So we'll go ahead and grab that. Put that back. Now it has its power. And then I can put the disk drive at the bottom. And our... Okay, that was annoying. Thank you. Disk drive on the bottom and our crafting grid up top. Pop our discs back in and we're good. And now I don't have to be like, so close to it. It's not going to be like in my face. I do have to change the settings back to how I had it. So it was just AEI synchronized and we can kind of clear up our inventory. But yeah, our power system that we had going on, just not like, not that good. Eventually, I do want to get into auto crafting here with refined and everything and take care of that. But for now, my main goal was to get our storage centralized like this. So that way we have access to everything much easier than the storage scanner. And I don't have to worry about all the crafting pieces and parts. And that's going to allow me to move items and get them auto smelting and everything like that. Though I think I want to do a create island or something like that and get things processed on a create island and then have stuff move from here over to a create island and stuff. So that's why I haven't really automated this setup yet. What I do want to do is get more power though. Power is a big issue. And so in order for us to get into power, my goal, ultimate end goal, is going to be the Mekanism gas burning generator, right? Gas burning generator is going to be the pretty much absolute, sorry if that was a little loud, pretty much our absolute peak for mid-game power before we start getting into reactors and we start getting into all kinds of other crazy power gen, like a mycelial reactor and stuff from Industrial 4 going and everything. In its default state, the gas burning generator can generate something like, it's something like 30,000 or 70,000 RF per tick. It's absolutely ridiculous. And since we have the ability to not autocraft, but pedestal material generate some things, I believe if I take a look at liquid or ethylene, let's just do the gas burning generator usage. No. How do I see the things that are able to be burned in the gas burning generator? It's ethylene is what you can burn inside of this thing. I'm not seeing, not sure why I'm not seeing like ethylene. But anyway, we get ethylene inside of a PRC here. We can get, let's see, hydrogen, oil, what else? Cryofuel, blood on the ground, liquid fertilizer. I'm just trying to think what is going to be the best thing for this. Yeah, that's liquid ethylene into ethylene. Same process. Liquid fertilizer? No. Liquid experience? No. Oil? No. Cryofuel? No. Blood? No. Oh, accepts any Minecraft water. Why am I dumb? I'm seeing that. And I'm like, what is that? The biofuel is what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm doing there. Biofuel is the thing that I was trying to look for. It's been a while, give me a little break. Anyway, I can make moss blocks. That gets me 5 biofuel per, which is watermelon is generally like the king of ethylene production, because when you make one full watermelon, you get 9 watermelon slices and each slice turns into biofuel. But moss blocks can be produced automatically by using a material generator by getting a spore blossom. And a spore blossom comes from sifting leaves. So I just got to get myself some leaves, which honestly, I have leaves, and I bet you I could probably get myself one of those by the time I, let's get this stuff out of here. We'll throw it over on this side. Or honestly, I can just grab this one. Bucket, give me my water. Go ahead and process, and I bet you I'll get a spore blossom fairly quickly. In those 32 leaves, I just need one. I already got one. So now I can material generate all the things. Let's go ahead and redisperse this. And now I can just generate moss blocks and get infinite moss blocks, which is going to allow me to get infinite power or biofuel for my gas burning generator, which is great. Do I have a material generator available to me? Yeah, and I already have one. So material generator, let's get a pedestal. Let's get a drawer. I have a drawer. I need a polar upgrade. Let's grab one of these. What is the, is it control click? No. Shift right click? No, that gets me 8. Control shift click? No. How do I get one? Okay. I don't know how to get one. I'll have to look at the thing. And those are already upgraded. So I shouldn't be too difficult to do this. All I got to do is open this bag. All I got to do is take that spore blossom. Now, how does the spore blossom plant? That is a good question. Do I need it to be on a piece of doit? Never used a spore blossom from Minecraft before, so not sure how this is going to work. If that's the case, it's going to kind of sort of mess up my system here. But spore blossom, can I just plant you? No, I'm going to assume it does need to be planted on dirt and or grass. How could I make this not look terrible? You there, and can the spore blossom go on the side? Top? Front? Back? Does it need to be a grass block? Does it need to be somewhere? I'm going to find out. Okay, it is placed on the underside of any block. So if I do something like this and this, does that count? Bam. Hey, there we go. So now we have our spore blossom hooked up. It's going to stick out over everything, which I don't think I necessarily like, but I don't also think I have much choice in the matter here. And if I do this, there we go. Pedestal attached. Material generator. Hook that up. We should start generating moss blocks. Yep, moss blocks are there. I set the polar, and I set it to pull from the west. So you just open up any inventory and you right click. I can swap those over, but now I should, nope, because it's locked. But now if I do this, we should start getting moss blocks in there. Bam. So there we go. Moss blocks automated. We'll get 16,000 moss blocks at some point, and I can just use those for the ethylene. So that takes care of that portion of things. However, in order to get into Mekanism, I am going to need to do quite a few more things because I got to get, all of the Mekanism set up going. Not necessarily upset about that, though, because by setting up Mekanism, it gives us access to much better smelting and all that stuff. So we'll go ahead and begin the process of Mekanism. So in order to get into Mekanism, we are going to need to get ourselves all of the different machines and doodads and hoo-has and all that stuff for Mekanism, which means we're going to need an enrichment chamber. And while we're here, we might as well go ahead and make ourselves a crusher. Might as well make ourselves a metallurgic infuser or a few, and a energized smelter. With those, that'll get us started into Mekanism and start getting us processing of all of the stuff so we can get ourselves to our gas burning generator. So first things first, that we're going to need ourselves metallurgic infusers. Metallurgic infusers are going to allow us to craft all of the different things that we're going to ultimately end up needing for Mekanism, all of the control circuits and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and get ourselves metallurgic infusers. Now, again, it has been a long time since TheAndrata has done this, so he has to remember how his normal setup was, and he has absolutely no idea what his normal setup for these was. Then usually by this point, I have it automated with refined. So we'll hold off on doing that for the moment. I'm going to make 1 metallurgic infuser, 2, 3, 4. Isn't that my normal setup? 4 of those, something like that. We'll go ahead and I can wirelessly attach to all of these things. And I did that for the inscriber because the inscriber itself, honestly, it can hook up on power for anywhere. But I intentionally did it on there so that it could be out of the way, but then I put it actually in the way. Let's go ahead and put the inscriber on this side and then unconnect this, reprogram the GPS, bam, plug that back in there. You can go there, and then the hopper can go back in the back for when I need access to it. Now I can get power running out of all of the machines going this way. My question is, do I want to go one block out, or do I want to just have it? No, because then it's going to interfere with my chain. Okay, so let's get our metallurgic infusers going. 2, 3, 4. And then I can get my energy pipes. And those should now have power. Yes. Nope, because I had it disconnected from this side. Now they should have power coming into them. Good. So with the metallurgic infusers, we're going to be able to start crafting and infusing metals into the different control circuits that we're going to need for all of these things. And my first major goal that I want to get is an enrichment chamber, because the enrichment chamber is going to allow me to craft a lot of different things that I'm going to need for Mekanism. So the enrichment chamber is going to make it so I can make my control circuits much easier. To get my basic control circuits, what I'm going to need to do is take some osmium and some redstone, pop it into one of those metallurgic infusers, and I will get a control circuit. If we take a look at the recipe for this liquidized redstone, or the infusion redstone, whatever it is, 1 redstone dust gets me 10. However, 1 enriched redstone gets me 80. How do I make an enriched redstone? Well, it's just as easy as popping a redstone into a enrichment chamber. So for the cost of some power, I 8x my usage here, which is great. So what I'm going to do, I'll grab, honestly, that's fine. No, I don't have that much. Let's not do that. Let's do 16 of these. So it takes 2 of these per, so I need 8 osmium. And that'll get me at least a little bit of a boost going on for this. So we can go ahead. Generally, I have coal and I think redstone here, and that'll start processing that because it's coal, redstone, diamond, refined obsidian. Yes. Enriched, right? Coal, redstone, diamond, refined obsidian. And do I need to get enriched tin? If I want to make bronze blend, I can. Or if what about enriched gold? You make netherite dust, so I can use that to make gilded blackstone. Don't need that. Okay, so yeah, 4 machines gets me where I need to be. And it gets me the steel and all that stuff. So that gets me basic control circuits. Now let's go ahead and collect our quests, because the quests may make things a little bit easier for us. And we have quite a few quests that we actually need to collect. But let's pop over to Mekanism and see. Okay, so we got basic control circuits. We got nothing for that. But the metallurgic infuser does get us some energy and speed upgrades, plus sound or muffling upgrades. I installed the extreme sound muffler, so I don't have to worry about it. I can turn the sounds in the machines off. But the muffling upgrades are nice if you want to stop the machines from being so darn loud. Steel casings, enriched carbon. A configuration card is nice to have, and we'll definitely want to use that for other mechanism-emanating things, especially if we use quantum entangleporters and everything like that. So we'll keep that configuration card with us. Quest line wants us to get into a PRC so we can get into biogenerator, gas burning generator. This is the path that we're following. So we get a PRC or a purification chamber, and we can start getting this path. But we're working down this line so we can get our alloys and all that stuff. Though none of you give me rewards, so it's not too big of a deal. Okay. So with that, we can now come over here, and I can go ahead and, you know what, this enriched carbon can go ahead and pop into there because I don't need it for any crafting or anything like that. These guys can go into here. I'm not going to put energy upgrades and stuff into it yet because power is still a little bit iffy and everything. But that took care of our metallurgic infuser. So now we can work on getting our enrichment chamber because I got the basic control circuits. The enrichment chamber, again, basically one job is to make it so that I can make the things for this easier. I'll go ahead and put this in the front. And we're going to also actually shift everything down 1. Could I put the enrichment chamber in the back? Yes. Do I want to? No. Because XNet, yeah. No, XNet. Oh, XNet itself is not in this pack. So I cannot use XNet to automate this, it looks like. It's kind of a bummer, actually. I love XNet. Which means automating this is going to be a little bit more of a challenge. It just means that we need more importers and exporters instead of just being able to do it all easy peasy. So enrichment chamber sitting there is perfectly fine then. Yeah. Okay. So we can go ahead and allow stuff to start enriching in there. So let's get some coal. We can get some coal. Let's get some, I don't need that much. Let's get some redstone. And let's get some diamond. Ooh. Diamond is not something that we are looking at. They are not our best friend right now. And a hopper. Luckily, I can teleport back and forth. That makes that really nice now. So we'll hopper into this, and we don't even need a hopper. I forgot. Mechanism, you can push and pull. So let's just grab a chest. Eventually, I want to get refined storage set up over there so that I can do the thing, but I need to get into a little bit more farther in refined. So if I put these things in here, I can set the enrichment chamber for items. It can auto eject on, and it's going to import and output from the top. Input. It can't. And refine doesn't auto input. Refine doesn't auto input. I have to actually pipe it, but it can eject. Yeah, not refined. This is mechanism. Okay, so I do need something to input, and it'll output automatically. Okay, if that's the case, we'll do that, and then we'll just set an item pipe up. You're an energy pipe. There we go. But now it's going to have to output to the left. And it should put the enriched things into here. But it won't pull them back in because they're not a valid item. Yeah, okay. So now that'll automatically take care of that. And that's fine. And eventually what I'll have set up is automated. Like I can filter this. So instead of putting it into a chest, it could put the things automatically into each one of them. But for now, putting it into the chest and me manually moving it is perfectly fine. So that takes care of our enrichment chamber. With our enrichment chamber, that now allows me to work on getting myself a crusher, which just requires some lava, and I can get an energized smelter, which is just faster processing of these eventually because we can upgrade it to do more things. And then I can work on going our gas burning generator out. What I'm going to do is bookmark that, but I'm going to unbookmark it. And then bookmark it again so I have my access to all my stuff. So the gas burning generator is going to burn ethylene. Ethylene is going to come from, now does it have to be liquid ethylene or regular ethylene? That is a question that I do not remember. Oxygen, but automating ethylene is basically the name of the game. Yeah. So we'll just bookmark ethylene and see what happens. So ethylene is what we're going to be working on crafting. Ethylene comes from a pressurized reaction chamber. And inside of that pressurized reaction chamber, we're going to need hydrogen. We are going to need any sort of water, so we can just go and bookmark water. And we are going to need a biofuel. So these three things inside of the PRC gets us ethylene, gets us a gas-burning generator. Now, to get the hydrogen, that is going to come from a electrolytic separator. So we pump water into there, and it gives us hydrogen and oxygen. Pretty simple. Power heavy, but simple. And the biofuel is going to come from a crusher of moss blocks. So moss block crusher gets us biofuel. Electrolytic separator gets us the water. That gets us, the water will come from some elsewhere. Hydrogen gets us into the PRC, gets us ethylene, gets us a gas burning generator, and that's our goal for this week is to get that stuff done. So in between episodes, I think what I'll do is I'll craft the crusher and I'll craft the energized smelter. You guys saw the recipe; it's really not that difficult. I'll craft two crushers because we have the control circuits being cooked. It's just a matter of waiting for all of these things to take place. And then I can, do the thing. It's your coal, you're that. And I can throw osmium in here and get more of those things going. We have, we have infinite osmium essentially because I can just go throw some more stuff in a sifter. So we can do that, and that'll get us the basic control circuits. Advanced control circuits really aren't that much more complicated. Advanced control circuits just come from a basic control circuit with an infused alloy. Infused alloy comes from redstone and iron. So pretty simple overall. So I'll get a crusher or two crushers, and I'll get an energized smelter going for us so that we can smelt things automatically. Get the crusher going. I think I'll make a few of these things. I'd like to see for when we get into network transmitting, what is the overall cost? It's really not too difficult. String is my biggest thing. I need to get some sort of I have the phytogenic insulator on here. Can UBUs? Can I make flax in you? Flax recipe. Yes, I can. I just need water, which is also why I have an aqueous accumulator set up here. So I can get water going into the system as well, though I accidentally just took it off. So I need to get that going too. So next episode, what I think we're going to do, we'll start out getting aqueous accumulator, and then we will get a phytogenic insulator so I can get flax automated. And then we get water going. I'll put it in a drawer. The nice thing is I can put fluid drawers over here. Maybe I can have like a top row for fluid drawers. And then we have fluids going into here, which means I can move this fluid. I can take that thing, put another fluid drawer here, and then I'll have lava access in my refined storage system too, which is great. But anyway, that's our goals. Oh, something is wriggling out from the amethyst. Let me take care of this endermite before I end the episode. Excuse me, sir. Perfect. Okay, so that takes care of today's episode. If you enjoyed, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate it. It really does help out the channel. I like how clean refined storage makes things look. You know, now I only have one block handling all my stuff, which is great. I don't necessarily like that slab sticking out of the top of that for that moss block, but what are you going to do? Nothing I can control about that. So eventually I'll add another row of drawers and then I won't have to see it anymore. But yeah, that's it. If you enjoyed, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate it. It really does help out the channel. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.